Hey Doc, where are you?
Jadbury! Over here! Jadbury, quickly now!
Philly, are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Well, I thought, if you're gonna make a time machine, why not do it with some style? Recording the YouTube video. Greetings. My name is Dr. Philly. If my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Spielberg presents Back to the Future.
How could we not talk about Back to the Future to kickstart this series?
Yeah, Back to the Future literally defined 80s culture along with other films such as Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, amongst other movies we will get into in the series.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Back to the Future, although being a classic that will stand to the test of time, definitely had a unique behind the scenes, and to be honest, seems as if the movie would turn out to be a mess.
Yeah, well, history is going to change.
Luckily, that was definitely not the case. Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale both created the Back to the Future films together, and to say it was their big break would be an understatement. After this film, Zemeckis would go on to direct films such as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Forrest Gump, Castaway, along with other highly regarded films.
What makes the background of this film so interesting is that when Michael J. Fox was working on Family Ties, he wasn't able to be in the film. So they hired Eric Stoltz to play Marty McFly, but after 5 weeks of filming, not satisfied with his performance, they were able to convince Michael J. Fox to play the role.
The opening of this film is really iconic, with all the clocks ticking and eventually builds up to Marty blasting himself towards the wall with an insane riff. One thing I really love about this opening scene is the zoom in on the volume being turned up to the maximum and the reverb echoing throughout the room as he does it. It's just a really brilliant scene for me.
After this we get a setup of the town, that being Hill Valley, as Marty makes his way to school, accompanied by the power of love.
So, when Marty arrives at school, we can see that things aren't going so great. His teachers hate him, and when he arrives back from school, find out that his car that he and his girlfriend were going to take has been trashed by series villain Biff.
So then Marty meets Doc, who has built a time machine, which accidentally sends Marty back in time, to be more specific, 1955. But not only is Marty faced with the task of finding a way home, but also making sure that his mother and father fall in love, so he can still exist. While doing this, he teaches his father to stand up for himself, and in the future, life is a lot better for Marty and his family.
Overall, I consider Back to the Future a masterpiece. Honestly, one of my favourite movies of all time. Not only did it raise the bar for what a science fiction film can be, but also inspired hundreds of movies to follow. And if someone were to go back in time and accidentally erase this movie from existence, who knows what the state of films and the film industry would be in today. Ironic, really.
I can safely say that Back to the Future is definitely one of my favourite movies of all time.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Back to the Future.